Hello, welcome. By the title of this video, you should probably already know what we're going to be doing today. Harry Potter. I've seen all the Harry Potters about 100 times, but I've never actually seen them after reading the books. So the first 2 weeks of January, I've spent reading all 7 Harry Potter books. There's a lot of changes, a lot of things that I finally understand now after reading the books that I never understood with the movies. They cut so many characters, so much development, so many things out of the movies that we should have had included because they're pivotal and super great to read in the books. But I'm really curious, really interested now to see how I feel about the movies after reading the books and being able to draw those comparisons. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be watching The Philosopher's Stone. I have my Philosopher's Stone copy right here. I'm a Slytherin. Yes, I'm sorry, but I'm proud of it. And we're gonna get started with that. Let's see how I feel about it. First, talking about the book though, I just want to mention that book 1, The Sorcerer's Stone, is the Harry Potter book that I enjoyed the least. I feel like there wasn't a lot of dialogue in the book in comparison to the other two, and I understand because it's setting up for everything else. It's quite short, but I mean it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's the one that I liked the least, not my favorite one. But now that I've said that, let's actually watch the movie.
Try not to wake him. There you go.
They don't mention Sirius at all here, do they? Because in the book, they mention the fact that Hagrid got that bite from Sirius, and I feel like that is super important. Yeah. Borrowed it, Professor Dumbledore, sir, said the giant, climbing carefully off the motorbike as he spoke. Young Sirius lent it to me. I've got him, sir. They don't mention Sirius at all in the movie, and that I
mean, I can't be a wizard. I mean, I'm just
Harry.
Harry. Just Harry.
Well, just Harry. Did you ever make anything happen? Anything you couldn't explain when you were angry or scared?
Pay to have some crackpot old fool teach him magic tricks.
Never insult Albus Dumbledore in front of me.
They also should have mentioned at some point in the movies that he actually has to get that surgically removed.
Oh, I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell anyone at Hogwarts about that.
You know, reading the books, I always wondered exactly how much gold Harry had.
Now, did you?
But they never answered that.
Vault 713.
What's
A
in
small
there,
fortune,
Hagrid?
I think that's
Can't tell you, Harry.
as far as they describe
Hogwarts
it.
business.
Curious. Very curious.
Sorry, but what's curious?
I remember everyone I've ever sold, Mr. Potter. It so happens that the phoenix, whose tail feather resides in your wand, gave another feather. Just
I think
one
that's another thing that they don't mention in the books at
It is
all, the fact that the
curious that
Phoenix
you
was
should
false.
be destined for this wand when its brother gave you that scar.
Happy birthday!
Hedwig. I wish they also would have given Hedwig a little bit more personality, because in the movie she's just an owl, you know? She's so much more than that in the books.
Well, he'll be wanting to see me. Now, your train leaves in 10 minutes. Here's your ticket. Now stick to it, Harry. That's very important.
They should
Stick
have
to your ticket.
made that different, because it feels like it's the same day, you know? Hagrid still has the
But Hagrid,
Sorcerer's Stone in his
there must
pocket.
be a mistake. This is platform 9 3/4.
And it's supposed to be
There's no
September,
such
but
thing.
his birthday's in
Is
July. That part's a little bit muddled. You should have at least have mentioned somewhere in passing that this is a different day.
Sorry.
And it was the Dursleys who took him to the train because they were laughing about the fact that there is no platform 9 3/4. That would have also been fun to
platform
include.
9 3/4.
9 3/4? Think you're being funny, do you?
It's the same every year, packed with muggles.
I shall place the sorting hat on your head, and you will be sorted into your houses. Hermione Granger?
Hey, don't do the song.
Oh no.
You should have done the song.
Relax. Mental, that one. I'm telling you.
Harry Potter?
Another character I don't think we see is Pansy Parkinson. Honestly, all of these kids that are mentioned from the beginning should have appeared in the book. The Hill twins, Pansy Parkinson.
Difficult, very difficult. Plenty of courage, I see. Not a bad mind either. There's talent, oh yes, and a thirst to prove your...
My camera cut off. But we're back. We're starting the movie right in the Quidditch scene. I was saying, before we get back into this, that I'm kind of angry. Like, in this scene with Quidditch, there's snide comments from Parvati Patil. And we don't see her at all in the movie. There's just so many characters that we could have benefited from just by like mentioning them by name, even if they didn't talk, so that they don't have to pay the actors. But just mentioning the characters, you know, it would have added so much, so much. So sad. The effect looks so fake. See, that looks so fake. Look at that body falling. It looks like a dummy.
Everyone out of the way!
No, not even a dummy. It looks like a really bad computer game.
Oh dear, it's a broken wrist. Boy, come on now, up you get.
So after this scene, though, where Harry is chasing Malfoy with the Remembrall and everything, and McGonagall sees, doesn't Malfoy challenge Harry to a duel at midnight? They have to meet in a classroom, I think it is. I don't think they have that here.
What's happening? The staircase has changed, remember?
Let's go this way.
Before the staircase moves again.
Yeah, that's not how this happens in the book. In the book, they go for the duel. Filch shows up, and they run away into the third floor corridor. Very angry, very angry. Because we don't get, like, a strong enough idea of how mean Malfoy is, you know? They don't mention what a squib is in the movies either, do they? I don't think they mention the word at all. Again, look at that effect. It doesn't even look like a real person. The troll looks more real than the hands that are holding it.
Do something!
Okay, so there's Oliver Wood, the Weasley twins. We're missing what's her face? Katie. Katie Bell.
A little.
Where's Katie Bell and Angelina?
Felt the same way before my first game.
You see, again, I feel like the two girls in the team should have at least been mentioned by name, even if they didn't speak. You see, they, at least in the announcement there, they should have added an announcement saying, oh, and Angelina falls, or Katie falls. Honestly, that's a really beautiful misdirect, because they show you Snape, and right here, where Hermione lights the fire. What's his face falls? Squirrel falls. But you wouldn't notice it unless you knew what was gonna happen.
In my possession before he died. It is time it was returned to you. Use it well. Whoa! My body's gone! I know what that is. That's an invisibility cloak. I'm invisible. It's really rare.
In the later movies, that's another thing that I wish that they mentioned is why Dumbledore has the cloak. But they never explain it. And if they did, I missed it. They never explained that this cloak was perfect over all the other cloaks, and that this one was really the one that was, you know, the Master of Death's cloak. They also never mention Harry's link to the... I forgot the last name of the family.
Then the deepest and most desperate desires of our hearts are doomed to dwell on dreams.
Harry didn't ask what Dumbledore sees, and Dumbledore didn't say he sees Hawks. That's another missed opportunity. We should have had the Hawks joke. It's recurring. It comes back after. Honestly, we also should have gotten the present from the Dursleys. What did they send him this year? A candy wrapper or something like that? I mean, it would have been funny. Let's see, we received your message and enclosed your Christmas present. He got 50 pence. I mean, they should have had that. It would have been fun.
Leglock curse? Malfoy. You have got to start standing up to people.
See, but that's supposed to be Quirrell, and it's acting a lot more ghostly than Quirrell would be able to. See, how is he just like flying away like that? Trapdoor. We go through Fluffy.
Whoa. Lucky this plant thing's here, really.
They get into the double snare. Keys.
They're keys. And I'll bet one of them fits that door.
That's something that they should have mentioned here too. They should have said something, oh, it probably has a broken wing because someone already caught it.
Oh, go on, Harry. If Snape could catch it on that old broomstick, you can. You're the youngest Seeker in a century.
Because maybe it's just that I have a pea-sized brain, but I never caught that when I was just watching.
You? No, it can't be. Snape, he was the...
Yes, he does seem the type, doesn't he? Well, next to him, who would suspect? Poor, stuttering Professor Quirrell.
But that day, during the Quidditch match...
So not exact, not really word for word, pretty close.
Oh, dear boy. I tried to kill you.
What happened to the stone?
Relax, dear boy. The stone has been destroyed. My friend Nicholas and I have had a little chat and agreed it was best all around.
But then Flamel, he'll die, won't he?
He has enough elixir to set his affairs in order.
I feel like I really missed this entire conversation about the stone being destroyed and Flamel dying. Like, I don't know, it never registered when I was watching the movie until now, after I've read the book.
To find the stone, find it, but
This
not
whole
use it,
explanation too.
would be able to get it.
This whole explanation, it just blew right over my head when I watched the movie. Alright, well that was Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. And like I said, there's a lot of scenes in the book that we just don't get in the movie, which can be forgiven. They're not really that big of a deal. There's a couple more scenes there, or a longer part with the whole conversation between Snape and Quirrell. There's the part where Quirrell's in the classroom and he's talking to himself. I would have liked to see the part where where Malfoy and Harry are supposed to duel. That would have been fun. But I understand the reason for cutting them, time constraints and everything. But the one thing that I cannot forgive is the fact that so many characters are completely cut out. I would have liked to see more digs at Percy, like, Fred and George and Ron are really big fans of Percy, and Percy is always there being super stuck up, super snobby, super, by the book, and we don't get a lot of him, or any of him really, in any of the movies, and it starts with this one. He should have been around a little bit more. We should have gotten all the Quidditch players by name, at least in the commentary, just like a mention, even if they didn't speak. We should have known that one of them's name was Angelina. We should have known that one of their names was Katie. The parts with Seamus and Dean, I think Dean never even got mentioned by name. We don't have the Patil twins. We don't have Pansy, whatever Malfoy's girlfriend's name is. So there's just so many things there that we are really, really missing. I also would have liked to see, we got the Christmas scene. Why didn't we get the coin, the pence, 50 pence that the Dursleys sent Harry? That would have been, a great way to have some connection still between Harry and the Dursleys, because we don't really see them a lot through the movies, but they're a lot more present in the movie. So there's just a lot of different things that I would have really liked to see that we didn't get. And I forgive them more in this first book because it's just a lot more exposition, a lot less dialogue than the other movies, but those little mistakes start here. But anyway, without further ado, I'm going to finish this video here. If you like this video, hit the like button below, let me know, so I can finish doing this movie to book Harry Potter comparison. Subscribe, hit the notification button so you can get a notification every time that I post, and you can find me on all social medias. It is @TheRebeccaQueen everywhere. That is Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. and I will see you next time. Goodbye.